And I state that without arrogance. I don't mean to be arrogant, but I am a realist. And as a realist, it would be absolutely unprofessional for me to sit here and pretend I'm not an exceptional human being. Because I am.
Okay?
Okay.
Now getting back to Adrien Broner.
Yeah, you say it reminds you of Tyson. How so?
It reminds me of a lot of Mike Tyson. See, a lot of people was lying about Mike being disciplined when he come to the gym. They said that Mike is controlling. The trainers can't tell him anything, which was a lie. Mike was very humble. Once he walked through that door, he put himself in the trainer's hands, and he's humble to whatever they want to do, whatever they want to work on. Well, I found out that Adrien Broner is the same way. When he walk in the gym, he go to Kevin Cunningham. Cunningham tell him what he want him to do today, and he go to a routine, and there's no problem, and he works extremely hard. I mean, if you look at his career from age 20 to 30, I know he went through a lot of controversy during that time, but look at his accomplishments in that time span, which is about 10, 11 years. He won 4 different world titles in different weight classes. So he's a very talented, very talented person. But like any other boxer, they get away from boxing for a while. He's been boxing ever since he was 6 years old. So now he got new birth, new life. He got a new trainer that he worked with once before, but he's full time with him. He's here at Stacey King Cobra. He got everything. He got a strength and conditioning coach. He got a nutritionist. He got everything that he need right now. So the Adrien Broner is back. He's looking good. He's in good shape. His weight is down, and he'll come in at 147, maybe 146 for this fight. So it's very, very interesting for me to sit around and work with him and assist Kevin Cunningham with him and watch him train, because we don't have any problem with him.
Okay. I know in the past, like a big issue has been him not throwing his hands or letting his hands go. You feel like maybe now that's going to be, solved, that problem's going to be solved for Broner?
Well, like I say, he's working with Kevin Cunningham, and that's one of the things that Kevin is working on, with him being a little bit more aggressive and putting more combinations together and throwing his punch outcast is better. So he's thrown a lot more punches, a lot more combinations, and we've been working on that. He just worked hard on that. So I don't think there's going to be an issue in his fights from now on.
Okay. I know the fight that he wants is that Regis Prograis fight. Have you had it? Because I know last time I talked to you, you said you haven't really watched much of Prograis. Have you watched him at all since I talked to you?
Yeah, I'll watch him. He's a good fighter.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting fight for Broner at this stage of his career. I think it's a very interesting fight, but I give Broner the edge on experience, and I give him the edge on experience and his training techniques and this type of thing. So it will be a good fight, but Broner wants to fight, and I heard that Regis wanted to fight. So we just got to get past this fight that's coming up on February 25th and see what happens.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I know Tank's been in here. What's he like in the gym, Gervonta Davis?
Well, Tank is a different character. He was very quiet. I learned that he's a very quiet person. Period. He doesn't talk a lot. He does a lot of listening, but he got around people that he was enjoying his environment. He was around Adrien, who really took him to the professional ranks, and he was smiling a lot, talking quite a bit, and that was a little bit unusual. So he's a good guy. He's a hard worker, and it was very, very, very nice. I mean, he'll be back. It was very nice having him here. The atmosphere was good, so it was very, very good.
No, absolutely. I know he had that big knockout against Hector Garcia, the Dominican fighter. How you seeing that Ryan Garcia Tank fight playing out if it does happen in April?
Well, I got to pick Tank. I'm going with Tank winning the fight. It's a couple of things he needs to work on. Basically, he needs to work on his defense, and also he needs to work on his conditioning. I don't think the Tank is 100% in shape. I give him I think he's about 70% in shape. I think he can be in a lot better conditioning than what he is. Most punchers are like that. They know that they can punch hard. They know they can hurt you and get you out. So they kind of slacking in they slacks up in the conditioning part. But if he get his conditioning down, I've always said that if he get his conditioning together and work on his defense, I think that he'd be victorious. I mean, I got him winning the fight without a doubt.
Yeah. If he gets to like 100% conditioning wise, you feel like he could beat everybody at 135?
Yes, ain't no doubt about it.
All the Haneys and the Teofimos and these kind of guys?
No doubt about it. I like Haney. Haney's a good fighter. He got a good defense. He moved good, but I don't think that he can't match Tank physically, and he can't match it mentally. His boxing IQ is very, very high. Tank's IQ is high, and you know, and so it's a matter of him. It's a matter of him just getting in tip-top shape and working on his defense. And I think that not only would be a good fighter, I think he could become one of the all-time greats if he dedicated himself to that point.
Okay.
Which I don't know if he will or not.
What do you think holds him back from that? What do you think is holding him back mentally from that?
Well, I don't know how he started out. A lot of times it's the way you start out. If he start out with the situation where people wasn't really pushing him hard, or he started out with inexperienced people who knew they had a good fighter but didn't really know how good he could be, I don't know. But I think he started out that way. You know, I take a look at Floyd. I know how Floyd Mayweather started out. Floyd Mayweather started out with his Uncle Roger. I was right there at the amateurs with Floyd. I knew he started out tough. I knew he started out with discipline. I knew he started out with experience because his uncle's a former world champion. I know that his father came to work with him. I know his father, we all had the same trainers out of Detroit. So Dale Williams and all those guys. So I knew that his father had that type of discipline also. So Floyd has always had that. So I don't know if Tank has had that or not. I know that Mike Tyson had it with Customata starting out, and with Kevin Rooney and them, they pushed it. So those guys are different. Tommy Hearns the same way. He started out tough. Sugar Ray Leonard started out tough. I remember Sugar Ray Leonard used to spy 4 and 5 minute rounds. So it all depends on how you come out of this, how you start. So I don't know how he started, but there's something telling me he didn't start out that way.
Okay, so it's something he has to learn. He has to learn how to go to that level mentally.
He has to learn how to go to that level mentally, and if he can't get there, then maybe he should. He and his group should get together and say, look, maybe we should bring in somebody else to assist us to help us get to that level. Because I don't know if they realize that they're not at that level. They may think they're at that level, but they're not there yet because you're trying to go to a level you've never been before. I mean, the managers, not the managers, but the trainers and all of them, they've never been to that level. They've never been to that level. So how can you say, well, I'm going to take you to this level? You haven't been in yourself. How you can't take them? So he has to get with somebody that's fought in the big fights and fought on that level of competition.
Might need to give you a call, you know?
Well, you know, that would be great, but that's a whole different ball game. I got this thing I call, if you look at my gym, you see it in my steps, you see little yellow bricks. I call it the yellow brick road. So you start at the bottom of yellow brick road and you work your way up and you go to see the wizard. So you got to see the wizard. They ain't seen the wizard yet. They saw some championships, but they haven't seen the full wizard yet. So the time is there for him. He's still young, but this fight coming up is going to be the challenging fight for him.
Okay. You know Styles very, very well. Stylistically, who do you think would be the toughest fight for him at 135 for Tank?
I think this fight here could be the toughest.
Ryan Garcia?
Yeah, this could be the toughest fight for him. The only thing I would say, the only thing I'm saying about this fight, you know, it's strange that you mentioned about here. You showed up unannounced, and the strange thing, while I was getting ready to prepare my breakfast, I was thinking about Tank in that fight, and I was thinking about talking to Adrien Broner today about the fight a little bit, just mentioned a few things. And the thing I came up with is this. That particular fight, you know, we fought against Tank against Gamboa. And Gamboa, I think he tore his ACL in the second round.
You had to fix his shoe.
Yeah, and I had to fix his shoe. But the thing about that is, what would have happened if he hadn't? Now, I'm not saying that Gamboa would have won, but he was still in that fight as a cripple. And I saw Tank, I can say, well, Stacey, you saying that Tank ain't out in shape. Well, I was in a fight with him. I was right there. And I saw in the 7th round where Tank began to be Tank a little bit. So I'm saying, hey, this kid is not in tip-top condition. I watched him do sit-ups and stuff like this, and he's just not there. But anyway, I was thinking this morning, I said, I'm going to talk to Adrien and see what he think about this. That particular fight, Tank has a high IQ, and he waits to the right time, and then he executes. But with this kid, he's gonna have to fill him out early. He can't wait 5, 6, 7 rounds to fill him out. The fight might get away from him. So sometimes you have to fill a guy in 1 or 2 rounds. That takes a lot. It takes experience, but that is the fight strategy. My strategy would be, look, we got to fill this guy out early. We can't wait for you to figure him out and then take him out and this type of thing. So you got to figure him out real early. And I wanted to talk to Adrien Broner about that and see what he said. I was just thinking about that this morning.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting fight. Those guys are very interesting to come through here. I know Floyd has been through here. A lot of guys have been through here. So we're going to see what happens. And February the 25th is the beginning of a new phase at the Stacey King Cobra Boxing.
Yeah, it's a great gym. I've been here from the beginning, so it's great to see the growth of the gym,
Yeah, the gym is growing. We got some new lights over the ring, and just the atmosphere is good. Having Coach Cunningham here with me, and we work good together. We've been knowing each other for years. We fought against each other, but I remember he don't know, and I told him before that I trained Zab when Zab beat Corey Spinks.
Did you really?
Yeah, I trained him right over here at the one of those I forget the name of the gym we was at. And the strategy and all that, I was the one who did all that, but for some reason, I didn't go to St. Louis with them. So that Wednesday, I was supposed to be flying out, but my ticket got screwed around some kind of way, they say. Yeah. So I couldn't make the fight, I came with the strategy. If you saw where at the weigh-in, when you saw Zab jumping up and down like this, I told Zab, I said, look, this guy gonna try to size you up because Zab is short. I said, when you get in front of him, don't stand looking him in the eye like that. Just jump up and down so he can't size you up height-wise. But anyway, that was great. So everything is good, and I met Cunningham years and years ago before he even started promoting boxing, and I gave him. He said, "Man, I'm gonna get into promoting boxing." So I gave him I reached in my briefcase, gave him a format. This is what you go by. This is a guide for you. So he'll tell you he took that and he never stopped. So, and he's my first cousin, and they grew up as best friends in St. Louis. So we work real good together. He's a no-nonsense guy, which I can deal with because I'm used to that. And so everything is clicking in real good. We got a lot of fighters coming this way. I got a lot of fighters coming out of South America. I got fighters calling me from Nicaragua. I got fighters coming in from Colombia, Venezuela. So we got them all over. Cuba. So we got them all over now.
That's great news, Stacey. Well, I don't want to hold you up much longer because I know you want to eat. But any final message you want to give to the boxing world?
Stick with boxing and keep your eyes on Adrien the Problem Broner. There is no problem.
All right, Stacey McKinley, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this video, click right here and make sure you subscribe. Much love from sunny South Florida.